Apple's latest research paper titled The Illusion of Thinking, it studies these new large reasoning models, basically AIs that write out every step-by-step chain of thought before answering. The Apple's team's bold claim is that these models only appear to reason, but they don't really think. In their words, these flashy AI don't actually think, they just pattern-based matching and memorize answer. Now, despite the flashy title, the paper actually tries to explain the gap between appearance and reality. Apple's authors note that traditional tests like math or coding benchmarks are tainted or contaminated by leaked answer, so they built their own controlled puzzle environments. Think Tower of Hanoi, puzzles of increasing difficulty, 1 disk, 5 disk, and 20, and few others. This let them precisely crank up the complexity while keeping the logic fixed. Fun fact, a footnote on the Apple's page even admits that this was largely done by doing an internship at Apple. So we are basically watching intern lab experiment with puzzles turned into a grand AI critique. A key chart from the paper plots accuracy versus puzzle size for two models. The blue curve is a chain of thought LRM and the red one is a plain large language models. Both start at near 100% of the easiest puzzle, but as the complexity rises, the lines crater. The Apple team summarized these three regimes as low complexity, where the puzzle is pretty easy. Surprisingly, standard models do just as well or even better. The reasoning AI overthinks the simple stuff and can slip up. The medium complexity, the thinking pays off, and LRM, the blue one, outperforms the baseline red one on the tougher but doable puzzle. As the complexity rises, means the very hard puzzle one, both line crashes to zero no matter what. No model gets it right once the puzzle is hard. So Apple's just summary graph makes this very clear that beyond a certain point, more tokens of thinking don't improve accuracy at all. The Apple even tried helping them by feeding the AI the algorithm, which was the Tower of Hanoi solution, hoping that it would then solve the bigger puzzles, but it barely helped. So in simple plain English, the fancy chain of thought looks nice, but it's not a robust logic. It's a bit like a student who writes out every step on the test, but still bombs the problem. So what's the key takeaways? We can just say Apple's study doesn't mean AI is dumb for everyday use. It just warns us to not be dazzled by chain of thought. Even GPT-4 level models will fail if you push them into the truly novel complex reasoning without the right approach. The internist flavor of the paper, even the footnote as such, machinelearning.apple.com, is puzzled focused test suggests this is the reality check, not the final words. We should not abandon AI reasoning, but we should test it wisely. So in simple terms, Apple's illusion of thinking paper tells us that these AI chatbots look smart when they list out logic, but can easily collapse when the math gets heavy.